How are you?
Finding yourself.
Pretty good. Feeling good?
That's good to hear. Now, you hailing from Atlanta, but you originally came from Youngstown, Ohio. So how was that transition?
Oh man, it was actually pretty cool, pretty smooth because going from a smaller town to a bigger city, it's kind of like you either dive all in or you hide. And I was like, I'm a dive all in type of person, so it made it smooth.
That's what's up. Now I see you got a lot of songs, you do a lot of performances. So how did you get your start in R&B and modeling? For the people that don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, R&B music runs in my blood. I actually grew up in a family full of musicians. I would have to say, I guess, musicians and singers. And as far as the modeling, it kind of goes hand with the music.
Right. Yeah, that's the truth. Now, who did you grow up on? Like, who inspired you?
I actually grew up on my parents' music, so I would have to say like Cat Band, Whisper, Tina Marie.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
That's what I'm talking about. You call it some names. Now, what's funny about that is that I could tell that you're younger, but I mean, you know, you really studied the game, and like, you know, the people that came before you. So I respect that, you know, because a lot of people, you know, they get into the game and then, you know, they never give credit where credit is due, you know, so I really respect that.
Thank you.
Now, you're welcome. Now, with your music, this song right here, this acronym, WTFYM.
Yeah.
Tell the people what's that about?
Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, you could curse. Let's shut them down right here. It was real. Let's go.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Because, you know, you got to be careful. You got to act first. It's a respect thing.
Nah, I respect it. But it's all good. Let's get it.
Okay. So WTFYM actually stands for what the fuck you mean. So it's kind of like, you ever been in a situation where someone is doing and living their best life, doing whatever they want to do, and then all of a sudden, when you realize what they're doing, you're like, okay, I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm going to go out and start having fun myself. And they start questioning you. That's where this song came from.
Oh, that's real. Now, what's crazy is, you know, a lot of times artists, you know, that I heard, you know, they always come with somebody's story, but you're being real transparent. Now, did you get any flack or feedback for doing that?
No, actually, I haven't received any. I guess if there was any, I haven't seen it yet. So.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, you can't, as far as it goes, like the person that I was dealing with at the time that actually brought this story along, he can't even really say anything because technically you did it. So it's kind of like, if I don't speak, you know the term, a hit dog holler. If I don't speak on it, I ain't the hit dog. So
yeah, real talk. Right.
Yeah.
Now, I see you did a lot of shows and stuff like that. Do you like the stage performance, especially with this coronavirus going on? Did they open up a lot of stuff in ATL? I heard a lot of things is opening now. And that was like the first city to actually open up, because I'm from New York. So, you know.
You were in the midst of it.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, it's real out here. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't taking that kiwi juice vaccination. I ain't taking that, though. But that's another show.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's
I ain't
another
messing with that.
For another day.
Exactly. Now, seriously. I mean, you know, this encompasses your life, your experience, and stuff like that. How do you feel about this vaccination? We ain't going to go in depth, but how do you feel about it, you know?
It's from personal experience.
Yeah.
I actually had to get it because during the time that I was actually frontline. I took off from my music during COVID. I was still working on my music, but I took off from my music and was actually frontlining at a hospital. So it was kind of like, and they gave me that ultimatum of either you take it or you lose your job.
Right.
So
now, how did that feel though? I mean, I know you said you worked frontline, you worked in a hospital, but I mean, when somebody's telling you, you know, your livelihood, opposed to like, you know, if you didn't want to take it, or does the dollars matter? I mean, you know, because a lot of people's like, nah, I'm not taking it. I don't trust the government. You know, especially us black people, we you know how we are. We ain't really feeling that.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Because originally,
So
I'm
was
not
it
even
a
lie
hard
to you.
decision?
It was a very hard decision, but I had to do what I had to do to support myself. And
Okay.
it's like, it's kind of like during that time when it first hit. Of course, everything.
Right.
I don't even like Tylenol if my head hurts. So
Real talk.
it was like, you guys are gonna make me take this. When they gave me the ultimatum, I kind of had to put my big girl panties on. Like, you know what? I'm gonna just do what I have to do to skate through this. But it was kind of like, I'm not gonna lie to you. The first one, as soon as I got in my arm was hurting the entire weekend. And then when it finally started going away, I was like, okay, I have to move my arm again. I couldn't move my arm.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm listening.
I was gonna say it's a tough decision because, to be completely honest with you, it's like everything else, like even like the flu shot and stuff. It's like, okay, it's creating a barrier for you, but it's still not the extreme of saying, okay, it's gonna protect you all the way. So I feel like they need to put that disclosure out to let people know. It's almost like when you get the flu shot or when you get your vaccinations as a little kid, it's kind of like it creates a barrier, but it's not full protection. So I feel like they should leave it up to the person. They shouldn't force it on anybody.
That's how I feel. You know why? We ain't gonna go too far into this, but I mean now you gotta have a card and all this other stuff. So it's kind of ridiculous. I think they actually orchestrated this. That's just my opinion on it, and that's how I feel with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. You know, the reason why I brought that up because, you know, you're an artist and, you know, a lot of people was trying to go back on tour. A lot of people were doing virtual shows. Did you do any virtual shows?
Well, actually, I used to do this thing called True Tuesdays, where every Tuesday I would go live with everybody that follows me. Because I don't even want to refer to them as fans. I want to refer to them as family because my fan base is actually, I like to think of them as family because they've been supporting me from jump. Like I'm like all my following is authentic. So it's like I look at them like family. So I would go live with my family, and they would literally throw songs at me.
Okay, so you like doing renditions?
Oh yeah, I did like I would if they threw Whitney at me, I'm singing Whitney for you. Jasmine Sullivan, I'm singing Jasmine for you. Like so and I'm a 90s baby, so it was like a lot of 90s joints they throw at me, and I'm like, got you, I'm in there. So it was almost like an escape, not only for me but for my family. So I like to look at it that way.
Right. Now with the R&B scene right now, how do you fit in it? And also, how do you feel about it? You know, to this present day.
I would have to say how I fit in is R&B is such a wide spectrum now.
Right.
And it's kind of like, even though they were like, oh, it's dying off, because it started to, but I feel like it's picking back up. Everything comes full circle. So it's like you have people that you consider pop R&B artists, like you had Prince, you had Michael, you had true R&B artists that was like Mary J. We were just talking about her today. Mary J. Blige was a true R&B artist. And really what her music stood for was she put her emotions on a track and gave it to you. And
I agree with you.
People felt that. So it's like, I guess I have to say R&B is, they could say it's rhythm and blues, but you gotta like, even doing your homework on blues. Blues was about emotion and the pain you went through and everything along those lines. So I guess I would like to say it's always going to live, but it's such a free field now because everybody wants to head pop, and there's a lot of hip hop, but there's very few true R&B artists. So it opens the field up for people to be like, okay, I'm going to step in here and I'm going to be a pioneer now.
I definitely agree with you because, you know, me growing up and listening to R&B, rap, you know, a lot of it got kind of generic to me, if you know what I mean, like more gimmicky instead of, you know, the emotional, the stress and the strife, you know, reality, you know, what we go through. But yeah, I see that you really embody it and you open up for a lot of people, you know what I mean? Can you talk on that?
Yes, most definitely. I've opened up for Mario, Jeremiah, August Alsina, Gotti, Trina. There's a few more. Oh, K-Camp. I got to open up for him too as well. I would have to say just getting on stage and watching them do what they do, and then for them to step off stage, like for instance, Mario, he stepped off stage and he was literally talking, smiling, talking to everybody. He was like how New York and Atlanta views people, like you're a celebrity, but you're a celebrity, like you're a person.
Yeah, you're real.
You're real, and I can appreciate that. Like Trina was like that as well. Like she came down and was talking to you. Jeremiah came down and talked. Obviously, Trina didn't get to talk as much because it was like right when I Love It came out.
Okay.
And it was like hide him because those little girls were not. The females was like, oh, he's right there, run.
Oh,
so
wow.
like, he didn't get to talk to him as much, but they really did give me good advice and everything, like to keep at it, and you did great. And you it was like, I want to say Mario, most definitely I got to sit down and talk to him, and he was pretty much like gave me a rundown, like, you can't stop, you got to put your all into it, and even when others don't believe in you, as long as you believe in yourself, you be like surprised how far you can go. And really, I carried stuff like that, like from him, stuff from Jeremiah, stuff from Trina, even their performances, I picked up on it because it was like, if you want a show, I'm gonna give you a show. And that's
exactly. That's what the people want to have. That's what they want to see. Now, I've been watching a lot of your performances. I see your stage presence. You're not scared to, mix it up with the crowd. Yeah, you're welcome. And I was looking on Instagram. Definitely was rocking the crowd. Now, what is the things that you don't like as far as, the music industry, what encounters that you had,
Oh, man. Where do I start? Do I start from the beginning, A to B, or should I start from Z? But it's kind of like, I think things that I don't like is, like you said, the gimmicky type of stuff. Because me, I wake up and I might feel Princey today, and I'm gonna give you something Princey, or I might be in my Fifi's today, so you're gonna get some Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole type stuff. Somebody made me mad, so you're gonna get that anger, like give you some Khalees, like, so you never know what's gonna pop off from me. But like, we live in this generation where everybody's a spoon fed, so you don't like originality is there, but it's like until you tell them that originality is a thing. I do apologize. My puppy is in the background losing her mind.
No, it's all good. This is live.
So until you tell them this is what you should listen to, they're like kind of iffy on it. You know what I mean? I hate that because music is about originality. Like that. If it wasn't originality, there would be no Stevie Wonder. There would be no Charlie Wilson. There would be none of like the greats that we even look at today. Because I know like you have younger crowds, so their greats is like Little Uzi Vert and stuff like along that. But you even have to look at these people and think, where did they get this uniqueness from? Who did they pick? Because I mean, like Little Uzi Vert could have easily picked up Boosie Collins, because Boosie did whatever he wanted to do. He still dresses well. If you go to his restaurant in Cincinnati, him and his wife have matching outfits every day. Every day.
Right.
And they're loud.
Yeah, I agree with you, because, I mean, a lot of times there used to be a lot of different trends. And then, back in the days, even if it was R&B, it was different people in R&B. It wasn't just like one prototype of an artist. So, you definitely got to stand out. So now, I know you're signed to a record label. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, I'm actually signed to an independent label, Sky's the Limit ENT. I love you guys. If you guys are listening, they're free. They're so awesome because they allow me to be original. They allow me to be myself. Whereas you don't even get that with the major labels. They pretty much have a standard that you're supposed to be by. And like we're now in an independent world, but it's like even independents, when they see you, they love what you are, but they want to mold you into what they want you to be, instead of letting you be exactly what attracted them in the first place.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So, but my camp, they allow me to be exactly what they see, and it made me like, okay, let's enhance it. They're not like, oh, let me change it. They're like, okay, let's enhance it. You did. Let's get you a choreographer and make these full out. Okay, you want to do this and go from this to this. Let's get in vocal training, so it's just gonna boost you. So it's like stuff like that. It's like they allow me to be myself. They do things to enhance it, like you would do with it, like a girl would do a wig, or a guy would do with a haircut.
Right.
All it does is enhance how you look and how you portray. Your clothes enhance you. Makeup enhances you. It's not like they went in and said get plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's true. So look, do you deal with in-house producers, or do you prefer people just sending you beats, or how do you work as far as your studio regimen?
Oh man, it's actually, I got blessed because a part of the team is actually the ones that made their name is 18. I love them as well. Chin and DP, I love you guys. You guys are listening as well. They're actually my producers, and it's like, I think of like, and I'm most definitely, we're open to working with other producers, working with writers. We're open to that. But it was really cool that I got to step in with two producers that were already on the label, and they listened to songs that I had and listened to my style, and they were like, okay, let's make something.
Right.
So they let me go, like, pretty much be creative.
Okay.
So they're like, you're like, how do you feel about this? How's this sound? You like how that sounds? Yes. He's like, yeah, I got to fix stuff. Because, most definitely, if you get a beat off the internet, that's it. That's the beat. You don't get to change anything. You don't get to flip anything. Whereas they're like, come sit down while in the making process, and then they may build off of what I like. But originally, I get to sit down with them, which is something you normally don't get to do.
Yeah, in this day and age, because in the era of Pro Tools and stuff, you just send a session to somebody, So that's how it usually goes. Now, this album coming out right now, when is it dropping?
So my EP, because I guess start there. My EP should be dropping at the end of July.
Okay.
So we're gonna be giving you that at the end of July, but you're gonna be getting hints and bits and pieces of everything, because we already released What the Fuck You Mean. Getting ready to release another song called No Love. We have another one coming right after that, Strawberry Fantasy. So it's like we're giving you the singles, and then we're gonna drop the EP with a couple of other things that's on there that you haven't heard yet.
Okay. So when you drop an EP, LP, album, a lot of artists, they think about quantity instead of quality. How long do you think you should push your project?
Oh man, I mean, you should be pushing your project 24/7 anyway. But it's like, you're gonna be in the studio making new music, but I like something I had to learn. Like my mom would always say to me, a song may be old to you, but to somebody else is brand new. So you can't assume that your song is gonna be like, okay, I could be saying in my head, I'm so tired of this song, I'm so sick and tired of it, but it can still be bringing me money. Like, just for instance, like you could even take it to LMA, for instance, the Boot Up. She released that 2 years before it got big.
Yeah, I remember.
So it's like persistent. So it's like the persistence, and then not to mention, like, this will be one of the first times that I actually have the backing, like, where, like, as an artist, it's like you pushing everything independently. You have the tools to push everything independently, but imagine if you had the money behind you as well to push everything independently. It's kind of like it opens doors that, like, instead of you working 9 to 5. You could have a job, but you don't have to worry about, I'm working 9 to 5 and then I got to go do this, or I got to go do this. It's like you have people that are behind you that believe in you, if not the same or more. You should always believe in yourself more than anybody. But I have a team that literally, I have to sit there and be like, do you believe in me more than I believe in me? Like, and it's an amazing feeling. It's crazy. It's crazy. So they're like, push. We're going to keep pushing it, put it in people's faces. Because here's the thing, like the LMA continuously put it in people's faces. It took her 2 years, but she continuously put it in people's faces. Yeah,
that's
DJ
that grind.
You got to be like, I'm on.
Yeah, you got to have that tenacity and drive. Exactly. We're going to get into your song. That's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna get into your song. So this is Jus True. What the fuck? Let's get it. Shut them down radio. Now let's say that over. True, Jus True, WTFYM. Let's get it. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. Definitely feeling it. It's a tight song. I even heard you spit some bars. So you can rap too?
A little bit. Only a little bit.
Okay.
In a past life.
In a past life? So let me ask you this question. Say, for instance, the artist wanted to do a song with you, right? But their music wasn't up to par, but it was a bag involved, some money. Would you, A, take the bag, or would you decline?
To be completely honest with you, me personally,
Yeah.
I decline because it's quality over quantity for me.
I respect that. You know, I heard a lot of artists say they'd rather take the bag, but yeah.
No, to be honest, like, because I mean, like, if you like a person and you keep telling them, like, oh, yeah, you know, you're dope, but they're really not dope, or, yeah, you know, we like this, or you really don't like it, it's not going to be right, because then they're going to continue to put out stuff that's not, then they pretty much will be capable of something else. So you gotta look at it like that, like, push somebody else to achieve better for themselves instead of just trying to take their money.
Yeah, I respect that. I definitely respect that because, you know, I dealt with a lot of artists, did a lot of interviews, and they were like, man, I'll take the bag. You know what I mean? My part to come out better, but I definitely respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, now, are you going to do any tours or are you going to have any new shows coming up for your fans?
Yeah, shows coming up, so I'm real excited about that.
That's what I'm talking about. Definitely. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I see you work with a lot of people, like Clarence, Dr. Bob Ross, saxophone player.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that experience with the Isley Brothers. That's what's up.
Yeah, that was actually a really, really dope experience because it was like, that's greatness. Like, that's icon level that you're like, that's what you want to aim for. So, like, watch them perform or watch them, even to watch him, like, while he created his, Dr. Bob worked with a lot of artists, like Brandy, Ray J, a lot of them. And just to see him working with Brandy, like, he would show me her stacks. And it's like, sheesh, because, you know, Brandy is like a vocal Bible. Whereas, like, you never know, she's going to hit weird notes, and then she's going to hit this note and give you, like, 8 harmonies to match this one note. So it's like, to watch her stacks and to watch how she was recording, to how hard these people work, it makes you want to work harder.
Real talk. Mm-hmm. Now, who would you want to work with? Like, currently, you know, in the music industry in general. If you could do, you know, one of your collabos, who would you want to work with? Up and coming or even old school? If you had a chance.
I think I would love to work with her because I feel like her is really dope. And she's a musician as well. That would be crazy. I love Givion's voice. I don't know why, but I love his voice. And been in the game for a minute, I feel like Usher Neo would be my top because Usher's a writer, but he's been in the game since he was 11,
right? And
still has been able to stay relevant this entire time. And then to look at Neo was a writer. Him and The Dream, they were writers for other people before they even came out. And then when they came out, they were writing fire for themselves, but they was writing for themselves, but still writing for so many artists. It's like to learn from people like that. I think that would be amazing.
Now, when it comes to writing, do you prefer writing? Because a lot of people, you know, especially artists, they say they'd rather write. You know, certain genres like R&B, you know, you have ghostwriters. So what do you prefer? And does it matter to you?
I mean, me personally, I would prefer to write. I don't mind working with other writers.
Right.
Because you might get something different from someone else. But I do like to write because a lot of my music is from me. So it's like a letter from me to you.
Definitely. Now, far as the internet presence, how do you feel about that? You know, because, you know, it's so many different things, Instagram, TikTok. How do you stay on top of all these things, you know, and keep it under,
Ooh.
like, one helm in one house, you know, because it get kind of crazy.
I would have to thank my team for that because, man, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I suck at social media. I really do.
Why you say that?
Because I hate it. Like, I'm one of those type of people, like, I do like going live with my family, but at the same time, it's like, you have to post to this, you have to post to this, you have to post to this. So, like, big shout out to Millionaire Management Media Group, my management. They make sure they're staying on top of me at all times. Like, okay, you post it, you post to your Instagram, all right, make sure you post to your Twitter, make sure you post to your Facebook, post to your TikTok. Like, they keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Did you post that? Okay, that's a video. Let's post it on YouTube. Like, they make sure I stay on top of stuff. So does my label. So it's like they're constantly updating my EPK to make sure that it's matching what I'm putting out right now. So you guys are seeing, like, from photos to video footage, it's up before I even get to post.
That's what's up. You got a strong team. I definitely respect that.
And shout out to Humble
Sounds,
Dominic Nottie, because like my publicist and like they Humble Sounds, they also do media and stuff like that for me too, because like they stay on top of it. Besides my management and my label, they also are like, okay, make sure you put this out, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing this, yeah, make sure you do that. And then like even I have a stylist, like shout out to Kid Pro, I love you dearly. Shout out to my Glam Squad, Ego Maserati, like they're like constantly like, okay, your look has to look this way. Okay, this is what you're wearing tonight. This is how you're going to do this. Make sure your makeup's like this. Like, it's like everybody keeps me on point to where I can literally just be an artist. I think this is the first time I got to experience that. I can't thank them enough.
That's what's up. Well, definitely, it was a pleasure talking to you. Also, when your new project drop, you always could come here. You're welcome. You could always come on the show. We could debut it. You know what I'm saying? Any closing words?
Oh, most definitely. Make sure you guys stay true to yourself. Follow, subscribe, like, comment. Most definitely. I love all that. And you can find me at Official Just True on all platforms. And that song, What the Fuck You Mean, is on all platforms as well.
Yeah, and that song is very real. You know what I mean? The fuck you mean? You know what I mean? Keep it 100 out here. Keep it real. You know what I mean?